Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never role-played before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have identified the house where the zombie puppeteer is hiding. Gartok and Butthole took up positions outside to prevent the enemy from escaping, while Quinny snuck inside and scouted out the whole building, discovering multiple zombies, traps, and a cannon emplacement. Can Quinny find a way to get his friends inside, or will he die in this trap-filled labyrinth? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons!
Quinny has snuck deep into Galen Manor, trying to find the root cause of all the zombies and their processes. Having successfully Santa Claused your way down the chimney and discovered the traps at the bottom of the chimney leading into the building, disabling those, you're able to sneak into a bit of a grisly, disused bedroom and are now crouched, or I guess lying down, on a landing overlooking a large sort of central greeting/event space, sort of the main room of this mansion. You've discovered a statue with a laser for a head, a couple of corpses, as well as a quartet of performing zombies and a couple of servant zombies. Laura has given you the advice to just run through it. I suspect that's not what you're going to do.
I'm just running.
Come on.
I'm running.
Well, we'll find out soon, because right now we're going to cut back outside. Butthole, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure. Nat 1.
Nat 1.
I can get through these windows anytime I want.
Anytime, any day. So you're good. You're just hanging tight, waiting to jump.
I think Butthole is so busy trying to look inconspicuous as a 6'4" heavyset king in plate armor with a toothed shield and an armored wolf that he's leaning against a lamppost, just like, yeah, what a nice time in my neighborhood. Just casually trying to appear as though he's not standing outside a house they're currently robbing in or murdering in. So he's so busy trying to look nonchalant that he is completely useless.
Great. I like that a lot. That's a very clear image of I'm not here to rob you. I'm here to rob you. Great. Okay, so you're standing out back, being inconspicuous. Gartok, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes. 6.
So, Gartok, you're in your chair, you're waiting to go through the front door. Gartok's been getting a lot more action lately, but this is the first mission Gartok has been on. What's going through Gartok's head as he fails to perceive anything?
It's a very internal monologue is what we're saying.
Gartok he's wondering, he's just musing on best ways to inspire people during combat. If that's something that he should even do. Is it going to be distracting? I don't know. I've really only inspired people about their life's purpose. But during combat, I feel like most people's life purpose is just to survive. So maybe I should just yell at everyone to tell them how good they're doing at surviving. And that will inspire them to survive more.
I was hoping you were just going to yell, survive! Constantly.
I mean, we'll see.
This raises an interesting mechanical question, which is, if Moss levels up and Gartok is in charge, will Moss cross-level into Bard to be able to inspire? But if it's Juniper, will it stay Paladin?
Well, I think based on what Laura said last time, Gartok's a Paladin. He's just an inspiring Paladin. So the collective of personae would have to choose, I think, to cross-class.
Yes, because Gartok at any given time is really a strategic identity that Moss is putting on.
I thought it was a funny idea, but okay, we got serious. You guys do what you're doing. I step back into the distance.
Ryan.
Nat 1.
with my dead joke. I lay next to the other bodies in the bedroom.
You put a chair leg through that joke.
Yeah, that joke.
It's not yes and, it's I mean,
It's just like,
well,
no,
but
I have
no.
information. It's like no answer.
Yeah, I mean, well, excellent.
Yeah, okay,
No
but,
comma reasons.
Yeah, okay.
It's not yes and, it's no stop.
No, you're wrong.
It's my favorite improv. So, Gartok, you're
I want
musing-
to take away one of my inspirations.
I should take one of my
Look,
inspirations away.
it's a player-based problem, not a character-based problem. You don't punish Butthole for
so
Ryan's
sorry.
transgressions.
That was not a Ryan transgression. That was Laura's.
Nah, good all around.
Well, everyone, you can keep your inspiration. You'll need it. So, Gartok, having perceived nothing, you're shaken from your reverie as there is a tap on your shoulder, a hard tap on your shoulder.
Spin around in the direction of the tap. Hello.
You see 3 silver ravens standing, looking very, very grim. The lead is a woman who is just like built like a bodybuilder. Where Jimbo and some of the other people you've seen wearing silver raven gear don't fill it out. On her, it looks like this was tailor made. She's wearing leather armor. And has a hand on her sword and her scabbard, kind of ready to draw. And then the 2 over her shoulder, she's got a dwarf and an orc, and both of them similarly, not as they don't strike as imposing a figure as she does, but very much people who've clearly seen some action. These are proper silver ravens to your eye, not interns. And she kind of looks down through her helmet at you and says, "Pardon me, citizen, but it would seem you are trespassing, unless your name is Galen, and I suspect it is not."
Hello, my name is Gartok. I am here as part of a party that has come from Asgard, formerly known as Aka. I am accompanying the king of Asgard, formerly known as Aka, and I am here on with permission from the Lord High Governor, as well as the knowledge of Proximus.
Can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
10. Inspiration.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I didn't look up. I didn't even see your expression. That's better. 18.
18. And the lead silver raven nods at you and says, "These are kind words, nice words, and it would seem that you know your way about. If what you say is true, then surely you will have absolutely no trouble coming with us to Proximus in order to prove this. We've had a number of break-ins in this area of late, and as you may have seen, we're a little bit understaffed right now, so it is of great concern that someone claiming to be on a mission from the governor happens to just be at an abandoned, expensive mansion in the middle of the rich quarter of town."
Yes, well, why don't you bring Proximus here? I mean, you're understaffed, but our group is also kind of understaffed, and we're doing something quite important.
She draws her sword. "I'm afraid you're coming with me, Gartok."
King Butthole.
And the
King Farge?
dwarf is like, "Listen to this one. He's making up all kinds of crazy names."
Based on a nat 1, I'm not within sight. I'd be like, regular day, regular guy. I'm one of the rich people who definitely lives here. Just quietly to himself. Not so it's announced, but just so somebody walks by, they're like, "Oh, this must be a regular guy."
That guy's singing
Sing
like
a
he
regular
belongs
guy
here.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all sing like that when we're rich.
So the 2 toughs sort of step forward to either side of your chair, Gartok, and you can tell that the 3 of them mean business.
All right, how long is this going to take? We're kind of in the middle of something, and I'm afraid to leave my friends in danger.
Your friends?
Yes?
And she just shakes her head and turns to the orc and says, "You should go check this out. Check around back." And to the dwarf, she says, "You take this one. I'll stay here."
I don't understand why this is happening. We were given express permission from the Lord High Governor to be here and investigate this problem.
Yeah, sure you were. That's what everybody says when we come to arrest them. All those night knives out here doing their thievery and shit, and you're just showing up here saying you came from the Lord High Governor? Of course you did. Come on, you're coming down to the office with me, says the dwarf. You got one second here to react before they're gonna muscle you away.
I'm looking at I don't want to hurt these people. How big is the house? What's the depth of the house?
Large?
It's about a mansion deep. We had this discussion and agreed on.
I am
D&D
fascinated by where this question could be going.
I think
Somebody's going for a
I don't
poof,
wanna use
maybe.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A little bamf.
definitely doing a little
Oh dear, I'm so sorry.
And then in a swirl of mist, Gartok disappears and then reappears at the side of the house and just wheels over as far as he can go and wheels to the back to go to Butthole.
All right, I need
Amazing.
a stealth check from you.
I didn't want to use up a dimension door.
Those are pricey.
That's 12.
12.
Busted 20 feet away.
Yeah. So
30 feet, excuse
Oh,
me.
sorry.
So you teleport 30 feet away. The orc was already moving forward to check the perimeter. So he eyes you and goes, huh? Ah, shit, I hate running. And just charges at you.
Cool. I'm fucking motoring to the back.
Right. So
Butthole!
Gartok is yelling and
It's a
running away
regular
from an orc.
day.
The woman draws her sword and does the Aragorn run where it's just like sword out up by
Oh, yeah.
up by her
Classic.
side and takes off after
It's not
you.
good for balance.
No, it's not. But you know,
Shatters
she's
her foot on a helmet.
yeah. Wait, that happens in the movie? No one's ever told me that.
Oh, yeah.
I've never told anyone that. And
Yeah, what you don't know is in that scene, he's actually fine.
He's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
yeah.
He told the crew it happened, but it was a lie.
Delivering on those Eastern promises.
He just didn't want to have to walk so far to set.
Maybe if I break my toe, I won't have to be in Hidalgo. So
Joke's on you.
and the dwarf just kind of looks at where Gartok was and goes like, geez, this is going in my file. And he's going to take up a position by the front door. So you take off, wheeling away. You're being chased. Butthole, you continue to be oblivious to all of this.
Strong that one.
Can you roll me
baby.
a perception now that Gartok is
Sure.
running and yelling?
That is dirty 20.
Okay, you hear the small goblin-y screams of King Butthole as
Well, that
as
doesn't sound
Gartok
really regular
starts
shit.
rolling toward you.
He's blowing it. Butthole yells. Steps back, looks over, sees Gartok being chased by a guy. What the hell is going on over here?
We have 3 silver ravens chasing me. They don't think we're supposed to be here.
I imagine they're right there. So I don't know if we got that far into that sentence.
Well, so Gartok teleported 30 feet and started rolling. The orc had stepped forward and is chasing Gartok. So this is unfortunately one of those, like, he's running at full speed, you're wheeling at full speed, which means he's going to remain just slightly out of...
All right, so Butthole's going to take out the symbol he was given by the king of diplomatic immunity, the one that looks vaguely like a large kroner from Lethal Weapon 2. And he's
I tried to convince them. I told them why we were here. They didn't believe me. They wanted me to take them away, but I don't want to leave Quinny in there.
Okay, that's
Quinny?
fine. Stop. Everybody stop. He's going to hold up his diplomatic immunity symbol and be like, okay, that's... I don't know what the hell's going on. Gartok, stop. You put the sword down. This is embarrassing for everybody. I don't know why this has got to be like this.
Okay. Meanwhile, inside, Quinny, you're perched. You're watching things go down. Unbeknownst to you, there's shenanigans afoot.
Yeah, I'm
outside.
assuming with windows boarded and bricked, I'm not catching any of that.
No, not catching any of that. But what you do catch is the sight of a dwarf coming in through the front archway, dressed in a silver raven garb, and you see him come in, and he just starts snapping his fingers, and giving a kind of like a come on gesture, and immediately the two like servant zombies drop what they're doing and start moving towards the front door, and more start to come out of the doors on either side. Two come out of the door to your left, holding books that they just drop and kind of like line up almost like on either side of the arched door. So they're not going out, but they're just kind of lining up on either side. And two more come out of the other space, carrying a serving tray and one wearing a chef's apron, carrying a cleaver in each hand. So they just kind of take up positions flanking the front door, and the band ceases to play.
That was 4 more servants you described coming in?
So, there's the 2 servants already in the room.
Yeah.
And then 2 from what you can assume is the library,
Yep.
and 2 coming in from what you can assume is the kitchen and dining room.
Plus the 4 quartet.
Yep.
God damn. Okay.
And so the dwarf just kind of nods and scoots back out the way he came in.
Snaps. Everyone, all these zombies come out of their rooms, stand there. He nods and leaves.
Yep. Goes back out the front.
What the hell do I make of that? I guess he knows what this is.
You can have a think about that while we come back outside. Butthole, you hold up your Kroner diplomatic immunity badge.
Okay. Who are you? He says to the lady who looks in charge. I'm assuming by uniform he can kind of figure out who's in charge of the unit. Who are you and what's the problem?
And she kind of stands there somewhat awkwardly now, having chased Gartok around back and finding a guy in armor.
And a wolf.
Yeah. And she just says, my name is Hieronymus Trent. I am a Silver Raven under the command of Commander Proximus. We are here investigating this suspicious goblin who is standing on the front lawn, with seemingly eyeing the place. And now we find you around back, seemingly eyeing the place. And there is a Mr. Quinny apparently somewhere inside the place. This is an official establishment available for sale. And we've had a number of break-ins. All these buildings are very close together. It's very easy to do second-story work on them. So you'll excuse me if I'm a little suspicious about a couple of suspicious out-of-towners looking at this building. Now come with me. We'll go see Commander Proximus and we'll clear all this up.
Oh, no, that's not happening. So here's the thing. If I got to roll an insight just to figure, because there's something about this that stands out very much so. That's a nat 20. See, here's the thing. That would all make sense, except Gartok is in a wheelchair, which means not great for climbing up to roofs, generally speaking. Not that you're not capable of Gartok, you're very skilled. And I'm in plate mail, which isn't there. And I have this here, which means diplomatic immunity. So if you're still trying to take us out of here, fuck you, you're under arrest. Get on the ground now, or we will take you in by force. And he just puts his thing away and takes out his hammer and his shield.
And she looks at the hammer and shield and says, "So this is quite improper. Commander Proximus will hear of this, but really wish we'd brought more silver ravens."
That would have been smart. You're going to need to kneel now and put your weapons on the floor.
And she kind of like narrows her eyes at you. Can you roll me an intimidation?
Yeah, sure. That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, she just kind of like eyes your situation, grits her teeth and says, "Hey, Brick, you deal with this one," and then drops her sword and fucking runs. Just turns and runs. And the orc goes, "Wait, oh shit!" And he turns to run as well. What do you do?
I am. Well, now I got to make some choices. You got two
Time
names. Slows as Butthole acts instinctually.
Gartok, you can also act because.
Oh, okay.
So you both of you have a little think about what you want to do, and we'll see what happens here.
She named herself and she said the name Brick. You got names of two of them.
Okay. I mean, Butthole was kind of ready to move, so pursuit. This lady is definitely crooked and now 100% involved. She abandoned all authority, and this guy's not trying to slow us down anyways. Gartok, you got that one. And then he's going to take off. He would like to cast Spiritual Weapon because he can launch that up to 60 feet so that she is now running towards a weapon that will swing at her the moment she comes at it. Mm-hmm. And then he just wants to see if he can catch her from behind.
Okay. So roll me an athletics, please.
Athletics is 18.
18. Okay. So she manages to outpace you. She is very, very fast on her feet, as evidenced by that old mantra about you don't need to outrun the bear, you just need to outrun the other person running from the bear. So she is off like a bolt, having dropped the sword as well, just like clearly clearing up. That said, she is running directly at your hammer.
Great. Well, then I'd like to hit her with a hammer.
Sure, go for it.
That will be... There's a 19 to hit.
19... Yep, we'll do it.
Great. .15 force damage.
15 force damage. All right. Cool. So just a square hit. She tanks it like a champ. It's almost the equivalent of like putting arm barring someone as they run by. It cranks into her, spins her. She stumbles a pace, kind of pushes herself off the railing and keeps running, just spitting out a tooth as she goes.
Nice.
So she will make it around the. We should probably roll initiative once this goes up. But Gartok, you get your free your free thing. Brick the orc is there, and Trent has taken off running. What do you do?
I am going to, with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Ensnaring Strike. So that means with my next hit with a weapon, it allows me to basically ensnare the person I hit with vines.
Nice.
And restrain them. My weapon being my wheelchair, because I'm going to use the ram feature, which allows me to dash and attack.
Nice.
And are you going after Trent or Brick?
Brick.
Brick. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's do that. So I'm dashing, which I assume means I can catch up.
Yep.
And then 14 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, 14?
Sorry, 24.
24.
You did the thing I always do.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 24 to hit. That'll do not too much. 8 damage.
8 damage.
And target must succeed on a strength saving throw.
Okay. Probably not. I rolled a 4. And I don't get any pluses on that.
Yikes.
So, yep.
Yeah,
No.
that was a DC 16, so yeah.
Okay.
All right, so Brick, was it?
Yeah.
Brick is restrained for the next minute.
Excellent. Holy smokes.
Damn.
It's almost like you're a
at
Chief Justice or something.
Yeah. And now it's going to take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each turn.
Great. So Brick watches Trent run past, and just you just see the look that can only really be described as son of a bitch, just as she books it. And he does he's a burlier dude, so he goes to do the almost like the like a football player trying to like deke around someone turn, but as he does, you just slam into the back of him, hit him with the chair, and immediately as he stumbles forward, vines are already crawling up his legs, and he just yells, Trent, I got vined. Let's roll initiative for you two.
Sweet.
Fuck him up.
15.
I'm going to use a point of inspiration because this feels important to Butthole. Yeah, there we go. It's an 18.
18. Okay. So, sorry, 18 for Butthole. What did you get?
15.
Gartok? 15. Gartok got 15. Okay. Great. So, top of the order, you hear Trent just yelling, Brick got vine! As she spits out blood and teeth. And the dwarf is up first. He leans around the edge of the building and just shakes his head. And he is going to whip out a hand crossbow and open fire past Trent. And he gets advantage. Yep. Okay. And he will hit Brick for 16 points of damage.
Oh, Brick is captured, so we have to kill Brick so he doesn't talk.
And
I rolled in that one trying to hit me.
Maybe.
there are options.
He rolled with advantage, so less likely.
Oh, right.
I'm not here. Sorry. This is me.
None of us know that meta
Thinking out loud.
but
Just thinking out loud.
It's fine. We don't know what's happening.
Brick screams out as vines continue to kind of like wrap him up. And you just hear him say, no, come on. And you hear Sten, the dwarf, still, sorry, Brick. Which brings us to Butthole.
Great. Butthole's been moving after this lady. How far away from him is she?
So she is, I would say...
Because the spiritual weapon is a bonus action, so he would have been able to dash after her, not just a single one.
Yeah. So she's also dashing. Again, I think it's pretty much the same game Gartok just ran, which is as long as she passed her athletics check, which gave her the edge on the running.
Yeah.
As long as she can keep up that pace, she is good. So she's like at Sten, kind of going around the corner now. Your hammer is still a ways back from her because she moved past it.
Yeah.
So you can move up. I don't know that you can catch her unless you want to make a crazy pitch.
Is she within 60 feet?
I think so.
Great. Then I can make things easier for myself. I look at her and just go, no! And I cast Banishment on her. So she needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, boy. What's your DC?
DC is 18.
18. No, don't pull it.
And in a poof of a loud fart, like a fart that sounds like a rip in reality, just she's gone. She's evade. She's gone. So that's concentration for up to a minute. So I do that. There's the dwarf at the corner.
Yep.
Can I get to him?
Yeah.
I just want to get in close so this guy can't keep shooting at the other one and just be like, "You're under arrest. I don't have time to explain. I have diplomatic immunity." And the hammer, the floating weapon just moves 20 feet towards us because I think it can move 20 feet a turn. That'll be me.
Great. Next up, Gartok. I put a big bracket around Trent's initiative since she is lost in space and time.
Yeah. This will be Gartok will say,
Stay there.
to Brick, and then will draw his shield and place himself between the dwarf in the line of fire.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
And that'll be it, and just hold steady.
Great. Okay, so that's Gartok. Does Trent get to do anything while lost in space and time, or does she get to save to come back, or is she just falling?
Target must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. If the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless demiplane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends, at which point the target reappears in the space it left or in the nearest unoccupied space if that space is occupied.
Great. So she's just chilling.
Yeah, incapacitated. That's she's not doing nothing, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining the Simpsons mystery spot just falling. Cool.
Yeah, that or the Phantom Zone from the old Superman movie. She's just in a spinning diamond up in space.
In
Just
the
having
flat
a time.
plane,
Yeah.
I'll be back in the sequel. Cool. Okay, so that's where she's living, which brings us to Brick. Gartok, you're standing between Brick and Sten, and you.
Brick takes 2 points of piercing damage.
Oh no, Brick.
Before he can even make another strength saving throw, he takes 2 points.
I got a plan. Oh,
Ricardo.
You feel some a spray of wet hit the back of your neck, and turning around, you can see Brick foaming at the mouth, coughing up blood.
Oh.
Hang on.
My ensnaring strike doesn't do that.
He will roll to break out, but he's got disadvantage because of the thing. He fails, so he just continues to be in vines, coughing up blood.
Oh, man.
Brings us to the top of the round with Sten the dwarf. So Butthole, you've run up to him. The hammer's coming in. He just watched Trent disappear, and he says, okay there, big guy. Okay, let's not lose our heads here. Sure, you want to put me under arrest? Fine, great. Where are we going?
kneel down on the ground, drop your weapons. It's going to be real simple.
Yeah, wait, real simple, you're going to kill me real simple?
Nope, that's not how arrest works. Then you'd just be dead now.
Can you roll me insight?
Yeah, sure. That is a 22.
It is somewhat concerning to you that this Silver Raven doesn't know how arrests work.
Oh, this guy's clearly not a Silver Raven. I'm there. I'm just wondering if he's going to drop a knee or if I got to kill him.
Yeah, he gets down to one knee.
Great. I just want to tie this guy up. Just
cool. I didn't say he was done. He gets down on one knee.
Great.
And he tries to jab you in the foot with one of these poisoned arrows.
Oh, I hammered the shit out of this dude.
Yeah, it's still his initiative. What's your AC?
AC's 24.
Oh. No, that's not going to go through. The arrow just snaps on your toe, and he looks up at you with a shit-eater grin and says, "Can't blame a guy for trying."
You can kill him, though.
Your turn.
Can't blame him. We'll hammer him. I'm just going to fucking pound this guy into the dirt.
Yeah, I think you can
goal.
just take a coup de grace on this. He's kneeling down in his...
Great. I'm going to do that solely because I can stove in his head, tie up his body, and then... No, I won't do his head. I'm not fucking dumb. I didn't do the head. I did the torso.
That's
I can
fine.
fix that.
Crushes
But
ribcage.
I don't know what. So I guess for me, it would be stove in ribcage, tie up the body so I can revivify him. But brick stuff is still happening in a time-sensitive amount of time.
So you're doing that. Gartok, you've got blood and foam on your neck from your prisoner. What do you do?
Oh, come on now.
And then Gartok just reaches through the vines and touches Brick, just kind of pokes him.
It's like, not poison.
And casts Lesser Restoration.
Incredible. So, his eyes are turning purple as the poison does its work. And then suddenly he just kind of like coughs out a bit more of the foam and blood and looks at you with surprise and confusion and just says, "Thank you. What are you, fucking stupid?
No, I'm very nice.
I don't understand people." Says he passes
Yeah,
out in
because
the
you're
vines.
a bad person.
He passes out from the pain. All right, so you've tied up.
I was going to say, we're still time sensitive.
Yeah.
So that's the more butthole. Tie him up once he's out. We got to do something in a second.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. So you.
What was any of that?
Yeah, Gartok, you want to roll me perception to see if you understood what Butthole's screaming while he stoves and ties?
Laura barely understood it.
Yeah, me too.
That was incredible.
11.
11. Yeah, you don't know what the fuck you said. What do you do?
What?
I'm gonna make a note of how many of these fucking rounds I have.
Yep.
That would be 3.
Okay, so you hog tie both of them.
Yeah, you gotta tie him up. We have stuff we gotta do.
Okay.
Okay. Come over here. She's gonna be back in a second. I have 60 seconds from the casting to Trent reappearing.
Okay. Gartok is going to release the ensnaring strike.
Yep.
It's concentration on that and pull out rope and bind Brick's hands and feet.
Okay.
That Butthole casts Revivify on this one after he's tied up and dashes over to where this lady's coming back. Floating weapon comes up
And
next
she's going to
to
come
him.
back like
Wolf goes,
mid-run.
yeah, and he's just in front of her. Just leave the space. He's like, she's going to be right here. She's going to be right here. We want her alive. Just don't break the head. That counts as alive.
Great. So you
Oh, this poor lady.
stand there. Meanwhile, inside the mansion, Quinny.
Can you end concentration at will?
I can, but I'm waiting for Gartok.
Okay.
Quinny, you see the zombies kind of standing by, and then one of the zombies from the library who is in the servant gear but bears no visible injuries.
Okay.
Is very clearly a zombie from like the way they're moving. Suddenly gets a little bit less stilted, just a little bit, not by much. Straightens up a bit and does one of those like coat tugs, but very mechanically a few times in the way that you've seen the processes happen, and marches out the front.
If they're paying me no mind, or if I'm sufficiently
haven't seen
hidden,
you. Yeah.
I'd like to. I have true sight to see if the strands are now coming off of that individual versus these other undead.
Yes, there's a strand leading down into the floor.
Leading down into the floor, and again, these other undead, the quartet, the chef out of the kitchen,
All have strands now.
they all have strands. Okay,
Yeah.
but this one's behavior is distinct.
Yes, and you can
Okay.
see this one is a stronger strand than the others.
Okay, and they're leading down. Okay.
Yep.
I feel like if I'm mapping this all out in my brain correctly, I'm still kind of stuck upstairs where I can't conventionally move through the room without being seen.
Yeah, so all attention is currently out the front door.
Yeah.
You're not aware of any other. There may be others. You're not sure.
Yeah.
Currently, they are all facing the wrong way, so you do have a bit of movement that way. But yeah, it's a very open space.
Yeah. What I might try to do is just kind of flip over the banister and see if I can invertedly hang it down and see what's underneath me deeper into the house.
Sure. Can you roll me? Let's do stealth first and then acrobatics because you'll need both.
Okay. The stealth is a 25, and the acrobatics is yikes. Good yikes. 34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you sort of like swing down kind of from your feet or whatever to look back. Between the stairwells, you can see that along the back there are a number of small tables pushed up against the wall for, drinks and other things. However, there is very clearly a few steps leading down towards a door, which has been fully bricked. but would seem to lead to the basement. Similar to the other doors you've seen, this one is just the very Spartan version of it. There's no adornment to it. It's just this door has been bricked shut. Otherwise, that's kind of what you see. This is the back of this structure. There's nothing beyond this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can see through the doors that now that you're hanging down, you can see a dining room to your right. If you're
if I'm upside down.
Yeah, upside down.
Yeah.
Library to your left.
Right.
The doors are slightly ajar. So that's what you get. Unfortunately, I rolled a nat 20 on my checks. So as you do that, the laser head on the statue spins around and will open fire at you. So what is your AC?
It is 17.
17. Okay, so that will hit, and it does. It will do 15 points of damage.
Okay, all right.
And zombies immediately start to turn, obviously, as soon as the laser goes off. There are 6, so 3 of them are still facing the front. 3 of them will start to turn back towards you.
Can I take a bonus action?
Sure.
I'm going to spend my last remaining spell slot because I spent one of my 2 spell slots to fly and avoid talking to the dude any further. And this second one will be for, I was going to say Misty Step to go like back into the hall, but I think like this is enough of a hairy situation where I'm going to do Dimension Door. Warlock, it's all the same spell level. Yep. It's all the same spell slots. Dimension Door, I go way further. I go up to the roof.
Okay.
Outside the chimney.
Nice.
Great. So you bamf out of there,
Yeah.
and are gone in a puff of mist. Speaking of disappearing and reappearing, having successfully tied up Brick and Sten, there's a sound of a fart tearing through space and time as Trent stumbles directly into a hammer. Butthole, go ahead and roll your attack and tell me what this looks like, because I imagine this is pretty brutal.
Butthole is just lined up, and he's learned from whatever second person on. He didn't hear Sten's name, so he just knows Brick and Poison Guy. He's like, they'll kill you or each other. No more negotiating. This is just hammer. His goal is he's lined Goblin Jr. up to just hit her right over Goblin Jr. where she'd fall down, so then everybody can just beat the shit out of her on the ground.
Yep.
And he's just got a golden hammer back there, just aiming over it like he's super, super prepared. So his attack will be, he's got advantage because he's using Goblin Jr., which will be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Great. And then it will do 5 regular damage plus 12 radiant damage from his fart-fueled hammer. And then, because the hammer moves at the same time as me, it will attack. Now that she's theoretically been knocked to the ground, does it have advantage or no?
Okay, she's prone.
It's a 25 to hit.
It hits.
Okay, and then that will do 21 force damage from the hammer punching into the floor. And that'll be my turn. Gartok will also be in position to ambush.
Yeah, Gartok, you want to do anything? She's still up, so.
She's still up?
Well, I mean, she's on the ground, but yeah, she's still alive. Just very unhappy. It's a rude awakening.
Yeah. Gartok will roll. He's just gonna roll over as fast as he can, and try to crush her with the wheelchair.
All right, go for it. You get advantage because she's prone and you're wheeling over her. I think
I rolled the exact same thing. It's a 12.
12 will not do it.
Then I don't.
Yeah, you
I miss.
Yeah,
Bump into her.
Yeah.
I just bump into her, kind of go careening off to one side.
Yeah. All right. What an embarrassing, horrible thing for her on all counts. So she's down, having just been slammed by stuff. Is at this point just like moaning in agony, having been hit by all this shit. She has no idea what's going on. She's got brain coming out of a dimension rip. At which point a butler comes striding up, just adjusting its jacket, and gives you both a "what the hell" arms. just kind of like arms
I mean,
out.
how far away is this butler when we spot it?
I mean, you guys are very busy, so
That's true.
like close now. It's probably within 10.
Okay.
And arms out and slowly begins to expand, opens its eyes and mouth and starts to scream, and its body begins to expand outward.
Shields up.
You have a moment to react. You can book it. You can stay. What do you do?
Great. I yell, no! And I would like to cast Banishment on the zombie.
Okay.
New go-to, apparently.
So which plane's going to get exploded now?
Only it works on a boat. Okay, I need a charisma saving throw from the zombie.
Nope, that's a 4.
All right, so the zombie just goes, and it's gone for a second, and I'm like, okay, time to move. I want to try to tie up this lady on the ground.
Yeah, you can do that.
And then drag her far away from the zombie. Around to the back of the house. Fuck it. We just take all our idiots around to the back.
Yeah, you drag them all around the back. A minute later, you just hear the sound of a fart, and then just like a little spackling rain of giblets.
Whew. Feels like that could have gone worse.
Quick thinking.
Yeah. All right, so now you three are going to tell us everything we want to know because
Yeah, man, what the hell?
a lot of the crimes that you've committed feel like they should be punishable by death, and one of you's already been to hell today.
Have you brought them back?
Oh, yeah, I had to bring him back then or I would have run out of time on the revivify. So I revivified him before we went and fought her.
Quinny, you're up on the roof now, so you can probably hear... You see the explosion and
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure I went to the front and like lean over the roof and just get red mist in the face. Just full on Carrie on prom night, kind of just. It's in my mouth, and then just I don't know what that was. And I just like walk over the roof to the back and see everyone intact and okay, and just like, oh fuck, fine, thank God. I'll fish my rope up out of the chimney, keep it tied to the chimney, and like rappel down the side of the building.
Sure. So
and
the
just
three of you group back up.
Wipe the blood off my face.
Hey, Quinny, we caught 3 dickheads.
Oh my goodness, what happened to you? Are you okay?
Seeing the blood.
Most of it's not mine. This part is. That's tender, by the way.
Do you want us to heal that up for you?
Yeah, or if I could take a short rest, I'm kind of tapped out. It is crazy
I mean,
in
somebody
there.
just blew up. If it's crazy in there, I don't know if we got a lot of time, but
Okay, then, yeah, top me up, Chief.
all righty, I got you back here. And just like a little farting wind comes up and mists over you in the same way that the blood did. And you will be healed for 17 HP.
That's perfect. I'm back to 1 million ants.
All right, so these 3 tried to arrest us. Clearly criminals. Probably they tried to poison each other and kill each other when they were taken alive. This stuff's super weird. What did you see?
Galen Manor here. Looks like the Galen's probably shipping magnates of some kind, big into the shipping goods, that kind of thing, likely food. Bunch of servants in there that some are just straight up corpses and not undead, but they look like they were all of the house, so not undead being places where they shouldn't be. A bunch of them are reanimated as zombies. They are all tethered with the wisps going down into the basement. Basement is bricked up. So are the windows and the back door. There is some kind of auto laser cannon in the foyer. Watch out for that. It nicked me in the shoulder here. About 10 undead in the front lobby there. They all look like they were killed pretty deftly, I would say, like murdered.
Okay. All right. So
with some intention.
So we got like a little bit of a map inside, and that's where we come down to this. He looks down at his 3 gagged hostages, and he's like, do we think the one who poisoned everybody and has gone to hell is the most likely to talk? The one who was poisoned and left behind to die? Or the one who seems to be in charge of this team?
I think. Oh, can I interject? The one who was poisoned and left to die is probably more willing to turn on the people who poisoned him.
Fabulous. Brick, let's have a conversation.
Hello, Brick.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, Megan Werner, A Man Out of Time, Curtis at FingerTechRobotics.com, Panda24NN, Shendra D, Your Homeboy Bones, The Gator Family, Ellis Hatch, Odigenous, Dan the Welshman, Afflicto Gaming, Aiden, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.